It's a celebration. Birthday. In the late spring sun, the armored arachnid runs across the rooftop before front flipping down into the Rockefeller Center. The blue and gold of his suit glisten in the sun as he swings past the amazing civilians. "Looking good, Metal Spider," he hears a woman say. Lance laughs to himself while hearing the wind fly past him. Lance gets a call on his Bluetooth and answers it. "Hello, Lance? The party is going to start soon. Please tell me you have chiefs present," Connor says to Lance urgently. Lance chuckles and swings around a corner. "Chill out, North Sea soldier. I'm about to grab it right now," Lance says before landing softly in front of his store. "Get him something decent, please," Connor says facetiously. Lance shakes his head in mild annoyance before saying, "Hey, my sister's birthday was last week. I had to buy her a present. On top of that, I get paid $20 an hour for working at a smoothie stand. I had to pay $5,000 to get my car repaired, and I somehow own an apartment given to me by my dead ex who died helping save the universe that I also have to pay for. So he gets what he gets," Lance says in a snarky tone as he walks into the store. "Whoa, I did not ask to hear all that," Connor tells him while laughing. Lance shakes his head while grinning before hanging up. Lance walks through the store, seeing people eye him as he walks through the aisles. "What in here could I get for a 51st birthday?" he thinks before hearing a voice at the front of the store. "Hands in the air, empty the register," Lance hears. He sees everyone near him start hiding behind shelves and getting down on the ground. Lance unholsters his stun guns and quietly walks to the front. "Why are you doing this?" the cashier says. "Ain't it obvious? I want money, dummy," the robber says. The cashier knows what he's doing. He knows that the armored arachnid is in there and he will be able to help him if he stalls for a second. Okay. Here's your money," the cashier says shakily. The robber attempts to grab the bag before she sees a golden web attached to her hand. She snaps her head down before quickly looking back up. "What the he—" she begins to say. "Hey there, how you doing?" Lance says before pulling the web toward him, making the robber fall to the ground. Lance shoots a web at her and keeps her from being able to move. The bystanders slowly begin to clap for the armored arachnid. Lance looks around the store and smiles happily. Lance walks up to the still mildly shaken cashier who's got a smile on his face. "Thanks, armored arachnid. That was an awesome save," the cashier says cheerfully. Lance nods before telling him Dolly did to show her that crime doesn't pay. "Yeah, lots of people seem to think it does, though," a man behind Lance says while trying to pick out a beer. "It pays if you're good at what you do," the webbed robber says. "Then what's your excuse?" a lady says while holding her child. The cashier and Lance laugh to themselves before Lance picks up the bag of cash lying on the ground and sets it back up on the counter. Suddenly, something catches Lance's eye. He sees a shirt on the wall behind the cashier. "I'm a cop. What's your superpower?" Lance silently reads on the shirt. "Hey, can I buy that shirt?" Lance says while pointing up at it. "Say less," the cashier says as he grabs a shirt for Lance and puts it in a bag. Lance goes to pay for the shirt and reaches into the money bag and gives the cashier $20 for the shirt. The cashier laughs. Lance nods at everyone in the store. Before leaving through the door, the robber stops him and asks him when one of the webs is off. "About 4 hours, give or take," Lance says, trailing off. Lance leaves the store and shoots a web at the roof on the opposite side of the street. Party. The armored arachnid dives through the air as the web sabers shoot out of his bag. He lands on the ground softly and walks into the police station, seeing the station covered in birthday decorations, banners, balloons, and streamers cover the room. "Happy birthday, Glenn," Lance reads to himself. He keeps walking towards where the party is, following the happy sounds of the officers before a SWAT officer in what looks to be a somewhat futuristic and more armored version of the SWAT team suits that the other officers use. The colors are less muted and are mostly white with red trim SWAT suit. Lance stops where he is as he sees the officer walk up. "Hey man, looks like you're finally here," Lance hears Connor say. "Connor? What? Wow, that is some nice armor," Lance says, checking it out. "Thanks. It's a new experimental SWAT suit. They want to put every SWAT team in New York into these SWAT suits in the next 2 years, and they need someone from a station to test it. They chose me," Connor says happily. "By the way, check out the jetpack," Connor says as he points his thumb at his bag. "No way. That setup is awesome," Lance says while walking beside him. They turn a corner into the lunchroom where the party is being held. The chief looks up at the pair and smiles. "Lance, you're here," the chief says. Lance retracts his mask and pulls his suit's hood down before smiling and giving the chief his gift. "I appreciate this, Lance," the chief says happily. "You know I told him to get you something decent," Connor says with a smirk. The chief laughs and looks at the two before motioning them to join the party. Lance, Connor, and Glenn Jackson walk over to the other officers and staff and join the celebrations. Lance and Chief Jackson sit down beside each other after the chief says that he needs to talk to him about something. What's going on? Lance says, tilting his head. Look, I want to build a team, the chief says, narrowing his eyes. Lance looks over at his hand before asking what he means. A team. Like how S.H.I.E.L.D. did when they created the Avengers.